So these are ranger beads or pace beads, and the purpose of them is to help you kind of like keep track of how far you've walked. And each bead is 100 meters. So the first thing you do is you figure out your pace count. You walk 100 meters in one direction and 100 meters back. Then you walk 100 meters uphill and then 100 meters back. And what you do is each time your right foot hits the ground, that's 1. And your right foot hits the ground again, 2. So every 2 steps is 1 pace. Basically, when you're using these, every 2 steps, so every time your right foot hits the ground, 1, 2, 3, and till you hit your mark of 100 meters. And you write it down. You write down straight across, straight back, uphill, downhill. Add those numbers all together, divide by 4, and that's your average pace count. You do it with the pack you're going to be carrying and the weight you're going to be carrying, and ideally with the shoes you're going to be wearing and all that stuff, so that it's as accurate as you can make it. And then once you start wherever you're walking, it always averages out just to be about what you want it to be. But you walk, for me it's about 75 paces. I pull 1, that's 100 meters. I walk 75 paces more, 200 meters, 300 meters, and so on. And ordinarily you have 9 on the bottom, that when you get to all 9, you pull 1 from the top. When you pull the top one down, that is 1 kilometer. And then you take all the ones on the bottom and you pull them back up so you can start counting again. You get to 9 again. The next time you get to 75 or whatever your pace count is, you pull down another one from the top, 2 kilometers. Now ordinarily this is supposed to have 9 beads on the bottom, and I have mine set up to have 4 beads up top. However, I had my pack in my truck with my beads on the outside because I use it pretty often for practice. And when it fell out, it fell onto the pavement and a bunch of my beads broke. So I was kind of brokenhearted over it because it's the first set I ever made, and I've walked a lot of miles with it. And I was all bummed out, but I'm going upstate to do some content, do some practice, do some training, and I need them for my training. So I'm going to make another set. And I figured if I was going to make another set, I'd show you how I do it. So stick around. What's up, warriors? This is Kyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training, here to share with you some warrior skills and drills that anyone can learn and everyone should know. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and thanks for stopping by. If you already follow us on social media and that's how you found your way over to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button and the little thing where it says all notifications, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops, and you get all sorts of cool content from here as well. Alright, so for this project you're going to need some paracord, something to cut it with, a lighter to burn or seize the end of the paracord itself. You're going to need some beads. I got these from a company called Bead Tin. They're 11 millimeter pony beads. P-O-N-Y, pony beads is what they're really called, but these are the 11 millimeter size. I went with the skulls because I thought they looked pretty cool. You can make the cord way longer than you need it because you'll cut it down as you go. Again, when you're seizing the ends or fusing the ends, just go until it starts to melt. You could lick your fingers or not, and just kind of like twist the end together so it stays a little bit pointy. The side I'm going to use for the ranger beads really doesn't matter because I need to take the guts out of the paracord. So the next step is I just used about, I don't know, 3 feet or so. And again, I got to cut the ends off so I could take the guts out of the middle. Because what happens is if you try, you're not going to be able to fit this through the beads, right? So what happens is you could probably fit, if I could probably get that through there. You'll fit through 1 piece of paracord through there, but not 2. So what you do is you cut the ends, and you take out the guts, but don't throw them away because you're going to use that as a thread. Alright, so the way this works is you're going to count out the beads that you're going to need, and you take 1 strand of your 550 cord, your 550 innards. And what you're going to do is you're going to use this like a thread. The easiest way to do it is I wrap it around the middle. You can put a knot on the bottom of your paracord. I don't usually do that in the beginning. You only need about maybe a hand's length or a hand's width of this. So I Cut it. And now this is your needle or thread. Needle and thread. Okay. So I take the two, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And what I'm going to do is I take figure out where you're going to want it. This is going to be the top, and that'll be the bottom. So you're going to feed this through the bottom of, if you're using the skull ones or whatever, however you want to orient your beads. So now this is pretty strong, so don't be afraid to pull on it, because this is, you know, it's plenty strong enough to pull the cord through. So you pull this down. That's one, and we'll fast forward or speed this up or something. Come on, 2, 5. Get, what are you nuts? Don't fill my coffin, man. Jeez. I'm sorry. I love you. So remember that when you're all done, you're going to need 9 on the bottom and 4 on top. So what? That's like 30 beads. I'm just kidding. 9 and 4 is 13. The 9 on the bottom are the 100-meter count beads, and the 4 on top are their 1,000 or 1 kilometer beads. It's pretty, I think it's easier when you kind of like load them up and then you start pulling them one at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 more. It's a good idea to check them as you're putting them on. If you use a really long string, you can probably load them up more at a time. I tried loading them up too many at a time, and they started falling off, and I had a hard time pulling on the thread. I feel like you're always learning as you go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a stop knot at the bottom, so they won't fall off the end. I try to make it neat if I can, so I keep the cord together. Try to keep the knot neat, dress it up as best I can. I've seen people make this where they use like knots instead of beads. I think that's pretty impressive. I don't know how to make those. I've seen regular beads, alternating color beads. You have fun with it. You get to personalize it. That's what makes it fun. Someone had asked me, well, what would you do if the beads broke? Well, in the field, you could use rocks. You can hold small rocks in your hand. You get 9 little ones and 4 medium-sized ones, and there's your beads. And you count and you put them from one hand to the next, or one pocket to the next, and as you go, you have your own system. As long as it just helps you keep your count, so you know how far you've gone. So in case you got to backtrack, like, well, I walked 60 paces, or this many paces from that marker to this spot, you write all that stuff down. So in case you get lost and need to backtrack and find your way back, you could count your paces, and it's like having a odometer. All right, now that I have all my beads on here and I have them separated, now I could start from the top, because I could always take this bottom one out and adjust the stop knot on the bottom. So from here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tie my knot up top. So I make sure I pull it nice and tight so that there's no you want it to slide nice and easily when you go. Whereas if you had all the innards inside this, it wouldn't work, man. It was like too hard to pull. They just get stuck. You want it to be tight enough that they don't move when they slide, but that they will in fact slide when you want them to and need them to. So I have 9 on the bottom, 4 on the top. I make my top loop. I'm going to try and make it neat. And I want to make sure that it's big enough that I can use this to wrap around something, let's say, and feed it through like lark's head style, so the beads will actually fit through there. You could make it smaller if you wanted to, but depending on what you're tying it to, like that's plenty, right? You see that? And I keep it tied to my clip again, but all right. So I like it there. I'm gonna leave it there. And the more you play with this, the better you get at it. So now I pull my beads to the top. 2, 3, 4. Now again, I need enough room to slide them. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of room, but about that much. I'm going to put my next knot right there. Once I get to this point, I kind of eyeball it, how far apart. And there is no and as far as I know, there's no magic distance or whatever. It's, as long as there's enough room, like an abacus. Do they still use those in elementary school? I wonder if they still use those in China elementary school. Yeah, plenty. Okay, good. So there's my first set. nice and tight. So when it hangs, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slides nice, stops where I want it to. The knot's nice and neat, dressed up nice and nice. Nice and nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool, right? Okay, now, if you want to be like OCD with it, or like exact, then you measure how much space you have on the top one between, you know, space to slide them in. It's about 2 fingers. So about 2 fingers. That's where I want my next knot. And once you start to form the knot, and you go to dress the knot, before you tighten the knot, you can adjust the knot. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? There you go. Get your Ranger beads, man. Once you do it once or twice, it's way faster. It definitely takes longer if you try and explain to somebody else how to do it. So now, I like how it looks with some tails on the end, so I'll cut the tails a little bit long, a finger or 2. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. And then you seize the bottoms, seize the ends. And that's it, man. There's your, oh my God, there's one upside, I'm just kidding. That would, if one was upside down, it would drive me nuts and I'd have to fix it. Simple. You could do it where you just kind of put it through like this. You could have the S-beaner locked in place already, and then lock it through, you know, feed it through the way you would do it on anything else. It doesn't really matter. Let's hope these ones don't break. And if they do, I'm glad I bought the big bag of beads. It works, head. So again, the way this works is I keep this on the strap of my backpack, and 75 steps, 1, 75 steps, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 900 meters. When I get to 75 again, I pull down the kilometer meter. When it's strapped to me, I grab the bottom and I just kind of pull them back up. And it takes a little effort because you want it to be snug. As always, guys, you know, I'm a student too, so I don't have all the answers. I'm learning like everybody else. So if you have a better way to do this, or a different way to do this, or a cooler way, or easier way to do it, let me know. And it's not just for me. It's for, you know, the whole channel is a school. So it's, you know, you guys putting in your comments. It's like, I just love it when you guys are helping each other. Because yes, it definitely helps me, but it really helps each other. Which is really the whole purpose of the channel. So again, if you have any ideas on how to make this better, do this better. If you like what I'm doing, let me know. If you don't like what I'm doing, let me know. If you have you know, any input, I always appreciate when you guys keep it like nice and polite and all that stuff, though. Respectful and kind. Well, if you made it this far and you like what I'm teaching and preaching, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and like this video. If you're loving it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you gotta have it, make sure you hit the bell notification button and the little thing where it says all notifications, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops. If you're really digging it and you want more, you can find me on all social media platforms at 5 Elements Tactical. That's all I got for now, Warriors. So until our paths cross again, pray for the best, prepare for the rest. I'm Kyoshi, Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training. Thanks for watching.